All right, welcome to another episode of Azar Speaks, where we explore life success from a spiritual, mental, physical, and financial perspective. Guys, I want to talk to you about something that really that I found very interesting for myself. You know, a couple years ago, I started getting into what they call wholesaling real estate, where basically you're just a middleman, right? That's all you're doing is being a middleman. And what I did was I was able to go ahead and actually make a couple dollars. I did a couple deals. I'm actually in the middle of a third deal right now. I don't do it 24/7 like some people do because I do have a job that requires a lot of time. Also, I have a big family. My wife and I, we actually have a total of 7 kids. We've got 3 smaller kids and we've got 4 adult kids. All right, so more on that later. We'll talk about that. All right. But basically, I want to talk about this deal that I did a couple of years ago. This is my second deal, and I actually invested less than $50 in making this deal and getting it done. All right. So what I did was I created just a little flyer, right? Created a little flyer on Microsoft Word, put some pictures in it, you know, some little black and white. It was a black and white flyer. I made some pictures, put some little art clips in there and stuff like that was already inside of Microsoft Word. And then I went on ahead and I took that to a printer, and I actually took it to a printer around the corner from my house, and I spent like $30, $35, something like that. I made 100 copies, 200 copies. I don't know. It was 300 copies, whatever. I don't know. Whatever that $35 was, I made as many copies as I could. I think they were like 17 cents a copy or 15 cents or 10. I don't remember. But the point is, I made all these copies. And then I went on ahead and I found a nice neighborhood here in Detroit, Michigan. It's a nice neighborhood where the houses are, you know, it can be anywhere from $70,000 to over $200,000 for these particular houses in this particular neighborhood, right, in Detroit. And I just went door to door and I passed out flyers, right? And I actually had somebody call me off the flyer. Now, I don't recommend passing out flyers, right? Typically door to door. You know, that's probably not the best way to do it. At least I've never seen it done like that. And when you see the YouTube videos of these master wholesalers and things like that, there's a lot easier ways to make it happen, right? Where you can have people, you know, come bring the business to you. But the point is, I did it. And I went out and I actually went door to door and I passed out these flyers, and I had somebody give me a call. So I passed the flyers out on, this was back in November 2019, like a couple of days before Thanksgiving. And then somebody called me like the day before Thanksgiving or something like that. And it was right around that time. But the lady called me and she was like, hey, you know, you buy houses. I'm looking to sell my house. I'm going to get out of here. And I went over there like a day later or something like that. I try to go that same day if I can. But I went over there and I brought my contract with me, and she and we signed the deal. She was like, hey, I want to try to do this one, you know. I was like, cool. So she threw some numbers at me. I threw some numbers back at her. And I think we did like 70,000, 80,000, something like that. There were some back taxes and some things that were needed on the house, some repairs and things like that. But the house was sitting on a block where the after repair value of a house, the retail value of a house, can easily be like 120, 140, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? In that neighborhood, right? So, you know, it was a good deal. I knew it was a good deal. If I could do it over, I probably would have offered her a lot less, but I tried to be fair. You know, there's nothing wrong with being fair. I think though my inexperience prevented me from offering her something that would have been still fair for her, but could have got me a little bit more money. But, you know, nevertheless, I'm happy. I made $6,000 off the deal, and here's how I did it. I signed the contract with her. I was going to real estate meetings at the time. Obviously, the pandemic has slowed down a lot of that stuff. And I actually hooked up with someone that I met from my first deal. And then she brought the buyer to the table. And so she and I kind of co-wholesale the deal together. She made like 1,000. I made 6,000. And we ended up selling the house. I think it was all said and done for like 87. And there were some back taxes. I think that was included in the 87,000. And the gentleman who bought it ended up going ahead and using it, and I believe he makes money off of it every month as a rental, and it's in a really nice area. So anyway, the point is, you know, I did that, and it made me feel good. It made me feel good to know that you can just kind of step in really with no money and do a deal and make some money, right? We get told in America you got to have money to make money, and I did have a little bit of money. You know, I just put a little money into it to make the money, and I did that, and I was happy with it. what I would say is if you're looking to find a way to make some money, wholesaling real estate is a great way to do it, because again, it doesn't require a whole lot of money. There's lots of gurus. I won't even try to give you, a really in-depth breakdown. There's lots of gurus out on the internet floating around, on YouTube, etc., etc. And you can easily go ahead and get their information. That's what I did. I saw them on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I first saw a guy on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about real estate. I just kind of followed that, and it was like, okay, cool. So let's go from there. So anyway, man, just want to say, if you want something, you can go out and get it. There's always creative ways to make something happen. Pray, ask God to give you an idea. Sit down, just take 10, 15 minutes and just write out some creative ideas. Figure out what you can do. Everything that's around you. Like, somebody had to buy these houses. Somebody had to sell these houses. Somebody had to put these houses together, right? The streets that you walk on every day, the sidewalks you walk on every day, somebody has to put that stuff down. The computers you use. If you're physically in school still, the desk that you write on, you sit at every day, somebody has to make that. And then somebody has to sell that desk, right? And somebody has to create it. Somebody has to market it. So there's money all around you. You're just not thinking in terms of that. How can I get the money that was associated with this product that I use every day? The clothes we wear every day, right? That stuff has to get made. Stuff has to get shipped. It has to get sold. It has to get marketed. You just have to find a way to go ahead and kind of squeeze in and say, okay, what can I do to make a little extra cash? So, yeah, that's what I would do. Excuse the windows, a little smeary. I tried to wipe them down a little bit for this video. That didn't work out so well, but I hope that's not a big distraction for you. But listen, I want to say thanks for watching my video. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks a lot. Azar out.